Good morning. This is installment 2 in my Where'd You Get That Yarn series. This is the Italy edition, and we went to Italy at the end of June for my birthday. It was my 50th birthday. I got to attend a papal mass with the Pope on my birthday, which was really amazing. At any rate, we also went to Florence and Milan. We stopped in Switzerland on our way there, stopped in San Marino on our way back, and we drove, so it was nice because we did get to make all of those stops. I bought my yarn in Rome at a local yarn shop, and I was looking for local yarn, of course. I wanted to contrast my experience in Italy to my experience in Spain that I shared with you last week. So when I went to Spain, the yarn shop was very welcoming, very friendly, very open. The owner was very welcoming and nice, and you went in and you just got to browse the yarns and find what you wanted, and you could ask her questions, and it was just a really great experience. So that was Spain. Now we'll talk Italy. Italy was, from what I gather, a much more traditional experience for the yarn shops over here, which is that you go in and you don't see the yarn, and they bring out a book that has just like a little tassel of each of the colors of the yarn in there, and you can look through this book, and it was a good sized book. It was about this big. There's no way you could go through that whole book while you're there, so it wasn't like you could see a color that caught your eye or something like that, like a traditional experience. And also, while you're doing this, you've got the sales lady on the other side of the counter, who in my experience unfortunately seemed like I was really kind of annoying her, that I wanted to look for yarn and look in this book, and so you really feel this pressure to hurry up and pick something. So it wasn't a good shopping experience, but I wanted yarn from Italy. So the yarn that I chose was called Lana Gatto, so wool cat. This yarn has been around since 1908 is when it was founded. All of their lines are made in Italy. This particular, let's see, I think this is 100% wool, but I just want to make sure before I tell you guys that. It is 100% merino extra fine wool, and it is super soft. And I didn't know this until I bought it because, as I said, there was just like a few, a few strands in the book, so you really couldn't get a sense for it, whereas you can pick up a ball and squish it and feel how soft and, how bouncy it's gonna be. So just going off of those little swatches, I picked out this really beautiful green, because green is my favorite color. And to go with it, I've got 2 balls of a gray. So I figured my green could be my accent color, my gray would be the main color, and this would be enough to make maybe a cowl. So it'd probably be more than enough to make that, actually. Let me see if I can just find the rest of the information on this ball band, and I can tell you a little more about the yarn. Let's see. Actually, oh, there it is. Okay. So these are 50-gram balls, and they are 125 meters. Looks like it's 137 yards per ball. So, like I said, just enough to make a small project, maybe a hat in the gray with the green as an accent. But I thought they would go nicely together, and yeah, so that's for my little Italy project. The store where I got this is Alfis Merceria, if you can see that. again, not a great shopping experience. As a matter of fact, when I first walked into the store, I didn't even know if they had yarn. It was mostly fabric and notions for sewing, and you know, so I walked in after we found the store, and I was looking around, not seeing any yarn at all. I finally saw a small cabinet against a far wall that had a few balls of yarn in it, and I'm talking just a few, like between two shelves, they had maybe 10 balls of yarn there. And I was like, wow, is that the only yarn they have, you know? So I thought, well, there must be another room. So I asked one of the sales ladies, I told her I was looking for local Italian yarn, and we did have a little bit of a language barrier. She got me someone else who spoke English. I told her what I wanted. She relayed it to the other lady, and that lady is the one who took me out through another door into another room and brought out the big book and just kind of set the book on the counter, and, you know, it was kind of like, here, you know, tell me what you want. And still, you don't see any yarn. She went through another door and down some stairs into yet another area of the store and brought back the 3 balls of yarn that I had asked for. The other thing was, you know, there was really, the prices weren't marked, so I ended up spending not a lot. These 3 balls of yarn only cost me €13.20, which is not a lot of money for 3 balls of yarn. And I think it's that they were so inexpensive because they're only 50-gram balls instead of a normal 100-gram hank. So I would have definitely purchased more yarn had I known what I was spending and seen what I was getting. But again, you couldn't. So and with the language barrier too, it made it difficult. So the shopping experience wasn't nice, but the yarn is very nice. The yarn is super soft, super squishy. It's gonna make a really nice project, whatever I decide to make with it. So you can order this yarn online as well, I believe. So if it's something you're interested in, Lana Gatto, made in Italy. Very nice, extra fine merino wool. So yeah, that was my yarn that I purchased in Italy, and I will see you guys next week, probably with my Ireland edition.